Welcome to Allplays. This is our guide how to play the Pokemon TCG. Expect what is a deck, what is the board, and what each step every player takes around the rounds. First, you are gonna need 60 cards for the deck. Let's go to the top view and see how the board sets up. So this is our board, our battle area, where each player has their active position on the front side, a bench size of 5 Pokemon from each side, the trainer location where you play your trainers to indicate the other player what you're doing, a stadium which is shared where both players are affected by the stadium, the deck area where you keep your deck, the discard for the used cards, and the prize area for winning or losing the game. Now, first things first, you're gonna need your damage counters, your coin or dices. Here we have an example of where the game is suggesting to use the damage counters for indicating damage, but in the modern times we use dices as is more easy to address and find which one you need in the 6s, 1s, 2s or 3s, and stack up damage if you need to. Now, in regarding the game, there's always a coin flip where one player flips and the other player decides which side, heads or tails. Since though it has been proven that you can doctor a coin flip, the game has shifted towards even numbers being heads and odd numbers as 1, 5 and so forth being tails, where I'll be throwing the dice and the other player will be deciding what they want. Now the card types. We got Pokemon obviously as basic, stage 1 and stage 2. A Pokemon cannot evolve the same round that is played unless there's any other condition from stadiums or supporter cards that clarify that you can. Now, in each round you can evolve one stage up, unless from the other type of cards, like item card, you're allowed to skip one evolution. Now, brings us to the remaining trainers. As items can be played as many times as you want and they're a type of trainer card, so are stadiums, where are shared for the both players, supporters, where you can only use one per round, and going first you cannot. Going first round second, you're allowed to use one, which provides an advantage. And then are the Pokemon tools, where you can attach one for each Pokemon, and obviously there are conditions on top with that, increasing HP, or at this situation adding one extra prize card, so might be increasing HP but adding risk. Then you got the Apex, which are so unique cards and powerful that you're only allowed one per deck. Then we got the energies, which is the requirement to do your attacks, like for Dragapult, Phantom Dive requires a fire and a psychic, and Jet Headbutt requires only one. To pay attention though, it is colorless, meaning that either or any type of energy would satisfy the condition of the attack, while Phantom Dive requires 2 specific ones. And in terms of how you attach energies, you're only allowed to attach one per round unless there's a supporter, item or stadium that justifies more than one. So now we're gonna start with an example game from the beginning. As we said, we start with a coin flip, in this situation a dice, where I throw the dice and the other player chooses. In this situation they have chose tails, which means an odd number. And as it seems, we got a 6, where it's an even number, which it has failed, therefore I choose who goes first or second. And I'll be going first, as I want to set up a board instead of attacking or using a supporter first, where is the two differences. Now, we both shuffle our decks. There will be another video of more ways to shuffle or specific ways to shuffle a deck, where accidents don't happen. Now every player places their deck down and we cut just to make sure that fair play, that the other person did not arrange with a special shuffle their cards. Now starting, placing the shuffled cards on the deck side, and then each player draws 7. So personally I go 3, 3, 1 to make sure. And now we're gonna check for the condition of basic Pokemon as a starting hand, where it seems that I do not, while the other player has, where they place it upside down until further, where in the other side I do not have any. So that is considered a Malingan and a penalty, where that's one extra card for the other person. And then shuffling until the condition is met. There could be multiple Malingans, so the person can be taking and taking. That's where you have to understand that you have to include enough basic Pokemons in your deck, or else the game will be never starting. Game 3, 3, and 1. Hoping for a basic. Thanks God, we did get a basic Pokemon, and that will be Squawkabilly, a good start to be honest. And then we both proceed from the top of our deck to place 6 prizes. I personally go 2, 2, and 2. And then both players reveal. Now, going first, I also draw a card for my turn. It's not like other games where the player going first doesn't draw. So each player on their round draws. I draw. I'm allowed to use, as we said, items. So I'll be using an S-Bomb and a Body Puffy. And a quick advice on this. So since the game, a lot of the times you pick up the whole deck to find whatever the item says. For this example, any basic, no limitation. Basic with a limitation of 70 HP each, so 2 of them. Since every step of the way you'll be taking what you need from the deck and then shuffling. So placing 2 of the same idea of searching something just saves a shuffle. So in this case, Nespal will take a Munkidori and then a Drippy and a Pidgey. Now that we used our items, they're going on the discard pile and the Pokemon go on the bench. As you can see, I have 2 more spaces left. Use my trainer, went into the discard, and there's 1 energy I can attach, as we said, per round, and going to the next player. At this current stage, we're in the game and it's been past the first 2 rounds, which means I'm also allowed to use a supporter. We have progressed on taking prizes. Now I'll be using the supporter, as we said, on the trainer location. That allows me to swap positions, the Pokemon. And I'll be retreating my Munkidori, which means that I'll lose 1 energy as is stated as a retreat cost. Taking Mandragapult on the front side. Attaching the energy it needs for the second attack. And taking a kill on the basic Pokemon that takes 1 card from the prizes in this stage. Now, in case we wanted to take 2 more, we will have gone towards killing an EX. And with the introduction of Mega Evolution, if I will have taken the Lucario as a hit, I'll be taking 3 and winning the game. Now, this is all the steps you need to pretty much play a game. Anything further than this, you probably use TCG Live to help you accelerate steps and play physically at your local store like all plays. Thank you for watching and battle well.